Blessings and welcome to the Divine Temple with Conversations with Alexandra Hetel and Reverend Shakti. And in this particular video, we're going to talk about what is family constellations and what are the laws of love and how can we use them and honor the laws in our family system. So I'll just give it to you, Alexandra, so you can start us with what is family constellations, and then I'll pitch in there.
Yeah, I say hello, and I'm excited to have this video about the family constellations because it's such a valuable tool. In family constellations, you do most of the time, all relationships you have, no matter if this is for money, if this is for your success, if this is for your new partner, if this is for your car, it has something to do with a relationship. And our relationships are usually the first we have are in our family. That's why it probably is also called mostly family constellations, because everything goes back to our relations in our family. And family constellation was you can say developed, I think, by Bert Hellinger. And he did just some outstanding work and research. And over here in Germany, this is Europe, it got very popular because you could really solve so many issues or give insights or new informations or ideas where something is coming from, to work on your own consciousness, to develop yourself, to find solutions. And in a family constellation, you can say you bring something that is inside your consciousness to the outside. You use participants to reflect what's going on inside. And there are orders or laws that Bert Hellinger really pointed out, which are the base for working in constellation work. So shall I just continue, or do you want to say something for the family constellation as well?
No, I think what you said was perfectly good, that, it's a healing modality that's being used to clear away a lot of things that are in our unconscious mind and a lot of things that we're carrying energetically. So we know that since the time we were in our mother's womb, that everything that she's feeling, all of her emotions, were feeling it as well. So they become part of us. And then the same thing, that when she was in her mother's womb and so on, we're carrying generations of energy genetically embodied in our physical body. So most of the time, we don't even know if it belongs to us or it actually belonged to 7 generations behind us from a trauma experience. And we see this scientifically, how it's actually science is proving that this is the case, that certain children that didn't eat during the whole thing, what happened with the Holocaust, where some certain children didn't eat, certain mothers didn't eat. Then when they got pregnant after the war ended, they actually developed a certain gene, and then the child developed the same certain gene that they didn't have before. So energetically, we are carrying all of those traumas and all of those experiences from our ancestors. And so just the importance that this work is so beautiful, because it really just opens us up to be in a place of forgiveness, because everything that's happening in the world, there's always something happening, some hatred or something. And we can use this this healing modality to really clear away it's a sort of therapy to really clear away a lot of that, so we can be in this place of forgiveness. And I really love, Alexandra, the work that you do, the law of forgiveness that you bring in, because I was kind of taught, and there's really nothing to forgive. So, we really don't have anything to forgive, which in a way we really don't, because we're all somehow interlaced together, and the higher purpose, everything has a purpose, everything has meaning, everything is teaching us something beautiful.
Yes.
But when we bring in this law of forgiveness like you have, and I got this from you, so I'm really grateful. You really use those words that you use in family constellations, and it really just opens up one's heart and allows us to really be compassionate, because we know that God God's compassionate. So as God is compassionate towards his creation, then compassion is one of those divine energies that we carry within us. And so allows us to break any barriers, to break any obstacles, to break any blocks that are blocking us. Because when it comes down to it, every single block to everything in our life, to our health, to our prosperity, to our relationship is spiritual, because we're spiritual beings. And when we're using this healing modality, it shows us. Sorry, I added way more than I should.
Yeah, that's okay. I think really the law of forgiveness is a state of consciousness. And if you do a constellation out of the state of the consciousness of forgiveness, it makes it easier for yourself to really accept the laws that are in a family system. Because most of us, like we have our color of the hair or how we look like, what we got from our ancestors. And as well as we got the DNA and whatever, we also got emotions, ideas, creativity, also fears, whatever we took over from our ancestors. And these are energetic tied to us. And when we go in a state of forgiveness, mostly we have to forgive ourselves, holding on to something. And you can see it in the law of belonging, that this is people judge, if of course we say everybody belongs to a family who was born into it. But if we say, but not the one who are others than we are, everybody needs to be the same kind of sometimes, and we love that everybody is in harmony with each others. And maybe you have this as when we say there's always a black sheep in one family, but it belongs to it as well. Also, if somebody just gambled the whole money of the family, he still has the right to belong to this family. If he's abandoned, if he was kicked out mentally, nobody spoke with him anymore, we didn't, treat with him anymore, later on that comes to the family will really repeat his fate, taking the same fate, because he needs to be honored as a part of the family. If he is honored as a part of the family, then this energy can go. It doesn't need to repeat itself anymore. Only the place needs to be honored, and then it just flows away. And I saw in my work that then people just could move to other directions. They have not been tied anymore to that certain fate. And it has something to do with judgment, and judgment has something to do with forgiveness. And that's why I like to implement the law of forgiveness, the state that I do this out of forgiving myself, and forgiving of and asking for the law of forgiveness for everything. Yeah.
So there's 3 laws, and one of the laws is the law of belonging. So
yes.
Each one of us has to give that space. And I think that's so important. So no matter what the family member did, whatever, no matter who the family member was, just give that individual its place in your family system. And so this is even children that we gave away. And, that I know that I used to watch this show, and the show was about children that were in adoption, were looking for their parents. It's on TLC, I think it's on TLC, I'm not sure. But I remember specifically how some of these mothers were so quiet about giving their children away that no one knew they were pregnant. So when they were asking all these different family members, was this person pregnant? They were like, no, never, no. And then when it came down to it, the parent was like, yes, that is my child. And that was so deep for me, because, we have to honor those children, because then those children feel it. This is for anything. You feel that emptiness, like there's something missing, and the field feels it in the family. And what spirit is trying to do, God is trying to do through this system, is that it's trying to put everything in order and balance. So everything has its place, so everyone is seen, and there's a balance in us. So when we're balanced, then we can do the things that we're here and that we're meant to do, and there's a balance in us. You know when you feel balanced, and you know when you don't feel balanced. You know when you're happy, and you know when you're not happy. And so
Right.
this way, when we do have everything in order, then we feel more like we belong to something.
Yes. And these are the orders of love. That's how Bert Hellinger called them. The one that everybody belongs, the law of the belonging, the law of the balance, and as well the order that really the older ones are really the elders, and the younger ones are the ones that take from the older ones, and the older ones give to the younger ones. And this is something, if you ever have been to a constellation, that's such a heart-touching process if this energy starts to flow again, like if it's really coming from the ancestors, this energy, and the later ones, the children's or the children's of the children's take it, and it's just such a blessing. So he did such an amazing research and work. I'm very happy that he brought this tool to us. I really am.
Well, this was already here. Circles are very much connected to the quantum field, and we know that circles have been used for generations. And so what he did, he actually channeled this information in a beautiful way, and it's just so beautiful to be able to be part of this healing modality. So I'm very grateful to him as well.
Yes, it's always developing. We know everything is moving on, and of course this also develops from one state to the other. So, but I think that's mostly all of the orders. Or do you think we should explain a little bit more?
No, if you have any other more questions about the orders of love, do send us a message. We are doing a training that's happening very soon. And this training is to become a family constellator facilitator. And it's a 1 year long training. So you'll be taught how to actually work with one-on-one or in a group settings. And you'll leave the training with lots of experience, because it is going to be, how do they say it? What do they call it? Like a on hands training, where you are going to be participating and doing and taking that role as a facilitator, which is so important in order
Yes.
for you to do this work. Like, you need to have that experience so you feel confident in the work when you are on your own. And so I invite you, if you're interested in taking this training with us, that you join us.
Yes, me too. Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.